We are live. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on Dan-A-Plooza. My guest at this time is an amazing guest. I want to say, like, she's kind of a Renaissance woman because she wears many different hats. Um, she is a model, a cosplayer, an author, and retired pro wrestler from the Squared Circle. Ladies and gentlemen, a virtual round of applause for April Hunter.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. just just follow me around and do an intro wherever I go.
Exactly, exactly.
So
Um, yeah, and I would love it if it was like on like Spotify or something like that. So in that way, you could just have that intro, or even
yeah.
your show. That's what it should be. um, so for those watching and future watching, April Hunter, she has some social medias to follow. Make sure that you follow her on a Patreon. It's where you can find kind of like behind the scenes and what it's really like to live in April Hunter's life 24/7.
My
So
my weird world.
my weird world that exists. And then she also has an Etsy store. Make sure to check that out, and you can buy lots of candles and scented things and just a lot of things to liven up the homely room. And also, if you're on the Amazon, make sure to check out her children's book, Monty Tail No Tail, which you can get on Amazon right now. So,
Yep, it's a tale of no tale. And if you're looking
uh,
for organic, fun candles that are uniquely scented, it's April's Sensations. And thank you for mentioning that. I appreciate it.
no problem. That's my plug segment.
Awesome. Catch them early before they get tired.
Catch him, yeah. So people have been interested in my group in your book. I know people, when I posted your YouTube link of your children's book, people were like very excited to that you had written this and collaborated. Um, have you always wanted to be a children's author, or that just happened?
Um, no, I'll actually grab the book real quick. I put it right here,
Okay.
and I meant to grab it before. There we go. Um, no, I've just always written. So
Awesome.
there's my book. It was
Aw.
collaboration with an
Yeah.
illustrator who worked for Disney. And
Okay.
then if people are a wrestling fan, they know um, Aaron Stevens or Damian Sandow, who
Oh
helped
yeah.
me polish it up at the end. So
Okay.
yeah, I got it. I went back to school at Full Sail University, and I went back for writing journalism research and got my degree and finished in
Congrats.
2019. And this was one of the projects we had because we did children's entertainment.
Awesome.
Um, Actually, there was a children's book I always wanted to write, but it wasn't. It wasn't this one. This one was based on the Ugly Duckling. So
Okay.
yeah, so we had fun. Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, that's I love
Wait.
the illustration, and I've seen the pictures of it. I feel like it's a very well told story from what is written, and I like the idea, or I like that you told me that it was done by a Disney artist. So
Mhm.
that's something else have in common because I was trained as an artist somewhat from a Disney artist. So
Oh, no way.
yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So, did they teach you how to hide the little things in the pictures like they allegedly do, or no?
No, no.
Is that rumor?
No, I think so. But no, he actually lived where I live. He's kind of retired from here, but he would teach me the breakdown of looking at things that exist and how to put the shapes together and formulate and create.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, I hope people will check out that book. I know that you also collaborated with somebody from Ireland on the book. Is that correct?
Oh, Hubert. He was my
Yeah.
original editor. Yeah,
Awesome.
he was my editor for everything, and then
Aw,
he passed away before it came out. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, I was dedicated to him. So Hubert O'Hearn, he was a hell of a person.
Do you know exactly like where from Ireland he was from, or did he?
He was actually from Canada, and then he
Oh
moved to
wow,
Ireland. Yeah. So he was one of those people that made time for me and read my work no matter what. Always, he always encouraged me.
that's awesome.
The first book the first story I ever published was in one of his books. He had a human rights magazine, and I was in that. So he's just
Awesome.
one of those people. You ever meet those people along the way that are kind of mentors, and they
Yeah,
encourage you no matter what? So he was
definitely.
that person. I was lucky to have him.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And I think that that's great. Have you ever been to Ireland yourself, or
I have.
you have?
I've been to Dublin, where we have
Oh,
drinks at
you've
four
been.
thirty.
Oh, yes, 4:30.
Yeah,
Yes,
what's the crack? I love Dublin.
yes, with gotta have it with chips. I've been there also, so it's just an amazing time.
Good
So
try.
I'm yeah, yeah, good time. Good times. And I have lots of stories about that. But yeah, I spent time in Dublin, Killarney, and Belfast.
Okay, but you went north and south.
Yeah, it was on a tour bus that I did in 2009. Um, I just remember just looking at, and I don't know if you remember this as well, just looking at all the amazing scenery, like,
Mhm.
just looking at all the architecture and just like how the culture is.
How did you like being having your passport confiscated on the border with everybody with machine guns? Did that happen to you?
No,
No,
I think they're just
it's just
like,
me.
yeah, yeah. They see you, they're like, but they're like this guy. They're like, he's funny. Like, just
I feel like
whatever.
I go to these countries where everybody has machine guns and they confiscate your passport. It's happened to me like 5, 6 times now. I'm like, holy shit.
Oh my goodness. Sorry that you had to go through that. No, usually people just look at me and just go.
Uh, God only knows what they look at me and think. I don't know.
Yeah. But and I've followed your career for a long time.
Yeah.
Um I've followed your wrestling, and I've followed your comic books as well as your cosplay. So I've kind of been a fan of it all.
Awesome. Thank you.
And the first time I saw you was on WCW. I believe it was Thunder, and I was like, I saw you
Titan
got out of the
Nitro.
limo, yeah,
Okay.
and I was like, who is that person? I was like, that person is amazing. And like, when I found out more about you, I'm like, she was part of this, and then she was part of that, and then so I grew to appreciate and like you more through more things that had in common. So I think that it's amazing that you are able to kind of be so diverse and multitask in so many things. So round of applause for all your amazing talents. So
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot.
you're
So
welcome.
I always wondered what if I would be more successful if I just focused on one thing and did that one thing, to the best of my ability. But I think I just would get bored, or I don't know.
Exactly. I
Throughout
think
things dry up throughout the years, so then you can rely on something else.
Yeah, but I think just like I said in my intro, I think you're meant to do so many things, and you're meant to wear these kind of invisible hats. You're meant to do this and that and everything. It's kind of like, what can't you do? So you're meant to do all these things in your circle of greatness. So that's what it is.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'll tell you, I cannot bake. To save my life. I have tried multiple times and I cannot bake. It is a disaster. Do not give me cookies and tell me to make them. It does not work out. So
Well, there is DoorDash, so we can always, rely on DoorDash and many
midnight cookies too.
delivery
Yep.
services throughout the night. And I do like to bake a little bit, so I can always bring something if I
There you go.
ever meet you. So we'll call that. But what is like some of your greatest moments within the squared circle?
Oh, that's I'm like going through a Rolodex in my brain here.
Or
Um, The first thing that popped in my head when you said that, I just immediately like went to Germany in my mind, because I think it was just an interesting time to be over there.
Oh
And
yeah.
I really like the fact that wrestling took me to all these countries that I could probably, I don't know, never afford to go on my own and spend all that time over there and meet all the
Right.
people. And we didn't go like in these touristy areas, we were left to our own devices to figure everything out in these small towns, like in Marburg, Germany. And it's like, you're just walking around and doing things. And I feel like it just gave me a world-class education. And then we also got in the ring with like girls that were properly trained in Canada and Germany. So I feel like, I've worked over there a fair bit, and I loved it. So that's probably one of the highlights. Japan, I did Koryu and Hall and headlined with Mimo Shimoda.
So
That was one. I was also one of the only Westerners Momo Nakanishi ever worked. I was the only female, I think, or I was the first female anyway, to hold the male tag team titles.
oh wow.
And then did it twice. So I was wrestling guys with a male tag team partner at the time. Those are that people would trust me to do these things, and I guess like break these barriers and go out there and do this, because I mean, when I was going back and forth to Japan, they weren't bringing in Western women. It was not really a thing. Now it's I mean, up until COVID, it was more common, but
Yeah.
it was so expensive to do that. You had to, and to go back and forth multiple times, it was a real honor. So really cool opportunity too, because I always loved the Japanese culture. So it was nice to be immersed in it. So I was that kid in school that really wanted to be Japanese. So
Okay.
yeah, they told me I was an egg. You might be white on the outside, but you're yellow on the inside. So,
I get
so,
that. But yeah, I think that's amazing that you were kind of like the mold to break the barriers. So kudos to you and all your accomplishments. So
thanks.
you're welcome.
Yeah, and I feel them every single day when I get out of bed.
There's
There's my accomplishment right there. Yeah. Yeah.
Like accomplishment. I'm gonna go ahead and lay back down. Too much accomplishment.
No, I can't do that when you're self-employed. You just got to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. So. And for those also watching, you have your podcast, the A-List.
The A Show.
The A Show, excuse me. The A Show. Yes.
Yep.
So when did you know like this is a good thing for you to do or to get involved in?
I did a podcast with Vince Russo many years ago.
Okay.
And after I got done that with him, he's like, "You should be podcasting." And I was like, "You think so?"
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "If you ever have any interest in it, let me know." And that was, I don't know, 2013. And I never really picked up on it again. I mean, previous to that, I had been a burlesque headliner. So when I got booked in different towns, I would have to go in and do the radio interviews, first thing in the morning or the 5 o'clock drive. Wow. So you're getting up at like 0:30 to do, make sure you're dressed and in there to do the morning rush hour or the whatever for those. And they would always tell me, like, you should be a DJ. So then COVID hit and we lost all our bookings and appearances. No. So Aaron Stevens and I decided we were having, because we went to school together back in Boston. We've been friends for like 22 years. We were having these long discussions about life and what's like all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? This is the kind of stuff that should be on a podcast. And he's like, I know a media group, which ended up being Russo's media group. And we ended up just doing that to kind of get out there and have a schedule and have our faces seen every week. So we started that. And then he left and went on to do Tyrus's Fox podcast, and I continued on with ours.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. I always liked Darren Stevens in
Yeah,
WWE. I kind of wish that they had used more of him because I always thought he was very talented.
very
So
yeah. It's they've screwed up with that.
yeah, yeah.
He was very entertaining. He still is. He's over at NWA now.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Which is
definitely.
yeah. They have a hell of a roster there now. It's pretty
They
interesting.
do.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I've definitely have enjoyed that, and I kind of want to shift gears because I want to talk about because you've been doing cosplay for such a long time. Um, what is it that draws you into the cosplay world?
God, I don't know. I wish I could. I don't know because I love Ren fairs too.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. When I was a kid, I had underoos, and I thought
yeah,
I would wear them, and I thought I was that character. I thought I was, Supergirl, Wonder Woman, or whatever.
yeah.
And my brother's the same way. Like he's as weird as I am. I've been doing cosplay since long, long, long before it was ever called that. I remember doing Lara Croft when the Tomb Raider came out,
Oh
and
wow, yeah,
I was, it was just, um, I don't know, it's just something about it's just fun, it's fun. I don't
exactly.
think I'll ever really grow up and, I don't know. It's just fun, and you meet people who are just like you, that appreciate nerd and geek culture, who don't think anything is strange with it, and you speak in TV and movie quotations, and people get it, and you make snarky, sarcastic jokes, and they understand, and it's
Oh
your
yeah.
people. So, mhm,
um, it is for me. I feel like it's a way, kind of like, to live and be that character despite what is going on in that day. It might not
mhm,
be like the best day, and it's like you get to live in this world and be that character, and people kind of who don't even know you, they kind of can relate, and you can have a general connection
mhm,
through pop culture.
mhm. Yes, I love pop culture. Total fanatic.
Do you have any cosplays in the works that you have yet to debut, or
No, but I just figured out maybe a way to do Starfire without falling
oh,
everything all over the place. So, because I
there
saw
you
somebody
go.
doing at Fetish Con, they actually had a big cosplay thing there. They had
Oh wow.
the superhero display there. I saw somebody do it. I was like, okay, maybe I can actually do Starfire now. So we'll see.
Yeah, you should
So,
definitely do that. I have my cosplay. It's Garth from Wayne's World, so that's the
ah,
newest
party
one.
on.
Party on, excellent. So that's the newest one. I just got my blonde mullet and drumsticks, so
Awesome. I
so
feel like the mullet's making a comeback somehow, and I hope it's not. But
yeah, I feel like sometimes I especially because that's sometimes been some of the characters, like I just wear the blonde mullet and I'm just like,
you could
I can
also
make this
do
work.
Joe Dirt with that. Joe Dirt.
Exactly.
Joe Dirte. You could do that one
Yeah,
as
Joe
well.
Dirte.
Joe
Yeah.
Dirte.
My mom left me at the Grand Canyon.
Yep.
Yeah. But I'm definitely a fan of your Wonder Woman. I love your Wonder Woman cosplay. Um, I like your She-Hulk. I've shared a video of that She-Hulk. Um,
That's my most recent, actually.
oh
Boy, that was a
yeah.
pain in the ass to do the makeup. Oh my god,
How long did that take you?
a while. Yeah, a while. And it's just
A
I
while.
had the wrong green makeup. It was not sticking, and
Oh no.
I was just like, come on, you can do it. And I was just like, yeah.
You weren't really getting frustrated, like hulking out, like this isn't working.
Actually, I did a video in between it, and I was like, "This is making me angry, and you don't want me angry. I can't
You
do the
wouldn't like
fucking thing." Yeah, yep, yep.
me angry. um, do you enjoy when people come up to you like in their cosplay? Like, do you have any favorite cosplays from other people that you've seen?
I do, and I like really unique stuff. Like I saw somebody
Yeah.
do the Girls from a League of Their Own, which I'd never seen
Oh
before.
yeah.
Or Velma, Scooby Doo.
There you
Um, what else that stands out to me because I'm a cosplay judge too.
go.
So sometimes I'll see something and it's just like, oh, I've never seen that before. That's so great. Um, what was that movie that Charlize Theron was in? That was a remake.
Monster.
Nope, the remake. Um, the Doomsday
Uh,
one, kind of.
oh.
Uh, not Legions of Doom. I'm thinking the wrestling thing. Um,
Mad Max.
yes.
No.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So there was a couple. There's a couple that did a Mad Max cosplay, and he was in a wheelchair, and he tricked out his wheelchair to make it look like the vehicle.
Like the vehicle.
And it was armed with the weird guns and everything and the stuff hanging off of it. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I saw Hunter S. Thompson too. And then the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lebowski, yeah. The dude.
Walking around with the rug trying to get,
Yeah.
It's the little achievers.
Ties the room, dude.
Ties the whole room together.
Yeah, the dude.
Yeah.
Especially when you were asking me, I don't know, like when you're trying to think of the answer, but sometimes like when I'm trying to think of the answer, I feel like it's like Jeopardy. Like I'm trying to like think of the answer to answer you, and it's like we need an answer, and I'm like I don't know what the answer, but I knew then eventually it was Mad Max. But
that happens to me. You do something for a living where you get hit in the head or dropped on your head. The answers come slowly sometimes. So it's remembering people's names, and it makes it worse that everybody has at least 2 or 3 names in this business. It's like, oh my God, what's your name again? I know you. I just don't know where I know you from, and I can't remember your name. Yeah.
You're like, it's the guy. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But was there anybody that you looked up to in the wrestling world before you became a wrestler?
Before?
Yeah.
No, because I didn't really watch wrestling. I was more of I was an MMA fan, but I was also a competitor in martial arts. So before wrestling, which was a hard transition when you go from that to Killer Kowalski's training and learning to fall. So yeah.
Yeah. What martial arts did you study?
Taekwondo and judo.
Oh wow! Did you? What were you a black belt or?
I was not. I didn't make it to black belt. So I stopped testing after a while. I don't know. So
Understood. So tell me, what was it like working with the great George Perez?
That was probably one of the biggest career highlights I've had.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he ever realized the power he had. He can pluck people up and put them into his comic book and kind of change the trajectory of their career path.
Definitely. Yeah.
Into something here, going back here. So that did a lot for me. Gave me a lot of recognition, and I've worked for artists my whole life, and from Boris Vallejo on up to George Perez, but that was quite something else. And working with him, he was somebody who really lived by the principles of joy. So awesome. He never had another job. He was always an artist. He started this when he was young.
Awesome.
He always did things that made him happy. They once told him that he was never going to meet any girls if he was drawing comics. So he proved everybody wrong all the time.
All the naysayers.
Yeah. Yeah. So he was really great to be around. He had a really great attitude. It was very can-do and upbeat. So I like people like that. Awesome. And not like I don't want to say like toxic positivity. I mean like can-do, upbeat, realistic, and we can figure out a way. Yeah. I mean, like schools teach you that there's only one answer that's correct, but I think more realistically, there's lots of answers, lots of ways to get there from here. And
Oh yeah.
I think he was one of those people that you could always find a way to get there from here.
Yeah, there's many paths to sometimes make the journey. It's just which
Yeah.
path do you choose?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So, do you have any other things coming up that people should know about?
I have a couple of Comic Cons coming up in the Florida area. I'll be on PalmCon in September,
Awesome.
and I gotta look at my schedule again. I'm doing a couple of things, but I have the A show every Tuesday night as live on Twitch TV, and that's / the A show. We also have replays, but we have a really cool community there, and we're the moderate voice of reason, and we talk about anything and everything weird. So it goes
Oh yeah.
from relationship advice to stuff that's esoteric to the news that you're not getting in mainstream media to titties for biddies. So we cover it all. What else is coming up? I'm trying to think. I'm blanking because you put me on the spot and asked me questions, and now I'm like, I don't know. I'm sure something's coming up, but I don't know what it is. So yeah, I guess just follow me on Instagram. It's Real April Hunter, and I'll put anything up on there that needs to be addressed, mentioned, and looked at. Real April Hunter.
And there you go, the A show on Twitch every Tuesday. So
yep.
Make sure to follow that.
Awesome.
And is there anything else you would like to say or promote or anything before we wrap it up here on Dan-A-Plooza?
Just thanks for watching, and thank you for having me on. I appreciate it very much.
Oh, you're welcome. I want to thank my guest, April Hunter, at this time for being a guest on Dan-A-Plooza. Everyone keep tuning in for more Dan-A-Plooza Burlesque panel on Thursday at 8 p.m. So I'll see you all there. Everyone take care and have a good night.